Welcome back to Side Character Quest, where with you once more, rising from the depths of anonymity, is me, your guest, Eli. And with you, as always, is your host.
Hey, this is Ty. I'm not doing a bit today because yesterday I recorded the last episode that came out, and oh boy, guys, that bit fell apart pretty hard. So I just feel like, hey, let's just go in. Let's just.
Ty, I wanted a bit.
You wanted a bit? You'll get a bit.
I wanted a bit. No, it's too late. You can't.
You'll get a bit later. This is kind of a bit, you know. This is kind of one.
The poor man's bit.
The poor man's bit. Hey, so Eli, let's introduce yourself to the listeners who have no idea who you are because they've never met you before.
Oh yeah, so my name's Eli. I was the first two guests, side character guests, and I'll always be upset that I was not the one to come up with the term side character guest. Mm-hmm. That's just so good, such low-hanging fruit that I should have seen it.
That's the sweetest fruit.
The sweetest fruit.
The low-hanging one.
I played as the Aarakocra fighter Eric, who was in our pilot arc.
Non-canon to the rest of the series.
Non-canon pilot arc, never happened. And then I also played the first canon character, Sir Roderick, who was a paladin human. And now I'm back after Ty.
Wait, should we cut that? Because that I expect that some people might listen to this show out of order. So I don't know if I want to say.
That sounds like a them problem.
Okay, that's fair.
That's right, listener.
I'll probably bleep that part out or something. So yeah, something happened in Eli's arc that was significant. But anyway, so what are you doing today? What are you coming back for? You playing one of those characters? No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
Who are you playing today? What's your character's name and class and stuff?
Well, with Eric, I was playing a pretty morally dark character, and with Roderick, I was playing a pretty good character, and I just decided to split between them, and today I'm playing as Lore, the dwarven druid, who kind of just doesn't care for anyone and lives in the forest with a bunch of animals, and he talks like this.
Nice. So, since Eli came on pretty early on to this show, he came on before I started giving people boons at the beginning of the campaign, and he's been very mad at me about that ever since.
A little bit.
So, I'm going to start this off real quick. Oh wait, you said you were a dwarf druid, just to get.
Yes.
Okay. For anybody that gives a shit about these kinds of things, he is level 5. So you guys who care about that sort of D&D minutia, will know that. I think I'm generally having people start between level 3 and 5.
I also, some extra stuff if you want to get into it. I am of the Circle of the Moon type of druid, which focuses on shapeshifting. And my background is Hermit.
Nice. So I'm going to offer you, in addition to your original things, I'm going to offer you one of 4 items. I will say vaguely what they are, and whichever one you choose, we can actually describe in more detail.
Sounds good.
So whatever you choose, Eli, I'm going to have you explain how you got it. And yeah. Okay, so these are your things.
Oh, man. Okay.
So listeners, right now Eli is looking between a shield, a mysterious seed, an earring, and a small totem, a small holy totem. He has a little bit more information about what those things do, but we'll wait to see what he chooses before we describe them in more detail.
I just want to say these are all so good.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah, they're all like I'm having a difficulty choosing. The seed just calls to me as a druid.
So the seed, all that says for Eli, all that he's reading is a mysterious seed you got from a wizard on the other side of the river.
That's pretty good. I think I'm gonna say no just because of
Because you don't
lore
know
is
what it
kind
does.
of reclusive.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
So I don't know how often he would talk to strange wizards.
That's fair.
The earring is nice for Stee's purposes. I too have my ear pierced, so I like that. The stone shield just seems super useful. And the totem, I like the totem. I like the totem a lot. What's the totem? Who's Chichiri?
Chichiri is a god. Go ahead and roll me a religion check before we even like really get into the game. I'm gonna have you roll me a religion check to see how much you know about Chichiri.
I have proficiency in religion for some reason.
Nice. I think that's a druid thing. Is that a druid thing? It feels like a druid thing.
I think so, or a dwarf thing, I guess. I don't know, but I got a crit 20.
Okay, you know all kinds of shit. So Chichiri, the Chichiri symbol is normally a like small bird, which, you know, this totem is in the shape of a small bird, so that makes sense. And this is sort of a god that is the god for wayfaring, safe haven, and darkness. It tends to be, you know, worshipped by refugees, runaways, and those people claim that in the night, the Chichiri will guide them by quiet little chirps.
Okay.
The symbols tend to be nocturnal birds, stars, the moon, a dark circle with a white speck in the middle, that sort of stuff. I'm giving you all this shit because you got a crit 20.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm actually gonna go with that because as useful as the shield would be, because of the background that you and I have talked about, I feel like it would be something that he would not like.
Okay.
And yeah, I have a good idea of where is that 2 uses period, or is it like 2 uses per day?
Okay, so this item is described as a small totem from the god Chichiri, and it can be used to disappear in place for 15 minutes, 2 uses, period.
Okay.
Which I figured that since this is like, you know, a small arc, you know, that I think that's a fair amount.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
But just so you know, a little bit of the limitations of this, you can take a short rest while you have disappeared, but otherwise you are just sort of like locked in the space where this happens. So you disappear, nobody can interact with you, touch you, but you can see and hear everything that's going on around you. But you have to stay within like maybe 5 feet of where you've activated this for like 15 minutes.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'll take that, and I will say that I got it from the elf druid that taught me how to use the druidic arts, as he was a runaway from his clan, and left it to me before we parted ways.
Okay, nice. I dig that.
And I feel like I would, because my idea was that my druidic focus was a wooden totem of a tortoise, and so I feel like I keep it on like the hemp rope that I keep that, so it's just like a tortoise and the little bird just like chilling there.
I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so hey listeners, you have a pretty good idea of who Lore is now, and you all know Eli. So how about we get into the actual game?
Yeah, let's do it.
You are strong. You are powerful. You are on the ground. You are digging through the dirt, the grass. Your nose is rummaging through. You can smell mushrooms. You can smell grubs. You can smell roots all around you. You rub your tusks against some of the roots as you sort of grind your way through this forest floor. Roll me a quick wisdom check.
That's going to be a 21.
You are dreaming right now. You know you are, but at the same token, like you're in it. You are feeling this. You are a boar. You are in the forest, and as you're moving your way through the forest, as you're looking around, what are you doing right now in the forest?
I am probably digging for ingredients, just for foods and medicines for the other animals that I care for.
I will say, in this dream, you are not yourself. You are a boar.
Oh, then I'm just looking for food, digging up a good sleeping patch.
Cool. I imagine that there was probably a little bit of in being aware that it's a dream, you probably were like, oh, well, I can use some of this for, and then it sort of faded. You're sort of losing yourself in it as things go. Well, as you're sniffing around, you catch a. You said you were smelling for food and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you're doing that, as you're looking around, roll me a perception check.
Do boars get any bonuses on perception checks, or is this just my stats?
I would say you get a bonus. I would say you get advantage because you know this is a dream, so you get advantage, and because like you are sniffing around and you're a boar, you have good smell.
21.
Nice. So you, as you're smelling around, you get a strong scent of of kind of a somewhat metallic scent to the air. Not like actual like metal, but you smell blood on the air, and you hear some panting back behind some bushes, and you said 21.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see two sets of eyes peering through the bushes towards you.
I turn and run.
You turn and run, and as you do, a wolf bursts from the bush and chases after you. You look ahead, and you see a burrow. I don't think boar actually live in burrows, but you see a burrow, and you know that if you go into that burrow, you will be safe.
Okay. Can I, based on the running, can I make it to the burrow before the wolf catches me?
Yes, you can.
Do I recognize the burrow? Is it like...
It is your burrow.
Okay. Then, yeah, I charge into the burrow.
You charge into the burrow, and as you get inside, you turn around, and you look, and the wolves are chasing after you. They're still far away, but they're chasing. You can hear the pitter patter of their feet. Pitter patter is kind of a weird word for chasing, but you can hear
a little pitter patter of starving wolves.
And as you turn around, you are small, and you are weak, and you're defenseless, and you are a little piglet hiding in your nest.
Well, that's not great. That's not a great transformation to make.
And as you look out of your nest, you see a fence surrounding you, a fence of tall wooden beams wrapped with barbed wire surrounding your nest. And you see the wolves stop against this wall, and they get cut by the barbs, and they start circling the fence.
Is there anyone else in the fence with me?
You look around and do not see anyone at first. You notice a small nest off to the side. This one, where yours had been covered with, your burrow had been covered with leaves and built on the base of a tree. This one is built in among a few large rocks. But beyond that nest, before you see anyone inside of it, you see a tall man standing next to a wooden gate in the fence that surrounds your nest.
Do I recognize the tall man?
You do not recognize him, but as he looks towards you, he smiles.
I'm a piglet, right?
You're a little piglet.
Okay, I kind of shy away from him. Try to keep distance.
As he looks at you and smiles, the wolves walk over to him, and he opens the gate.
Oh no. But is there a hole? Can I get in the rocks? Can I get in the rocks to keep the rocks between me and the wolves?
The wolves rush in and rush towards you, and you wake up.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that was a crap dream. Okay.
And it is the middle of the night. It is dark. Actually, tell me, where are you sleeping? Tell me what your surroundings look like.
Okay, so my surroundings would look like a dirt wall, dirt ceiling, dirt floor, because I live in a giant underground burrow, reminiscent of like a man-sized gopher tortoise's burrow. I probably would have some reptiles on me looking for warmth.
Okay.
So I'd probably that's probably the first thing I do every morning is like comb through my big bushy beard and pick out like snakes and lizards and kind of like set them aside.
Cool. Yeah, you've got a garter snake sort of wrapped around your wrist. You have a gopher tortoise that is bundled up under your knees. You've got all these guys all around you.
Yeah, I just kind of, okay, excuse me here, guys. All right, bark back, kind of just, yep. And I kind of like adjust around the gopher tortoise and try to get comfortable, I guess. Do I hear anything or sense anything that would make me think that I should be worried about something?
Roll me a perception check, I guess. You sound like you're actively looking for things.
22. I am on a roll today.
You are on a roll today. You're like opposite Mallory. So she rolled so many critical fails. It was crazy.
Well, you know her name literally means bad luck.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty great. Anyway, you hear, you almost feel sort of like slight tremors in the ground. You hear a slow rumble of a conversation, and maybe some. It's quiet. It's very quiet, but it's more than you would expect in the middle of the night in this forest that is so far from everywhere.
Wait, you said conversation?
Yeah, I would say you probably, with a 22, sure. Yeah.
Like people conversation?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna, are the animals behaving weirdly, or are they just asleep, or?
Some of the animals, there's a lizard that's sort of like darted around. They seem to be acting a little strangely in the sense that you're normally not up this late, and they're normally not up this late. But other than that, they're not like freaking out or anything. They're just a little lethargic, some of them.
Okay. Because I'm hearing things and sensing things a little bit out of the ordinary, and my whole job is protect this patch of forest, I probably like roll out of bed. I'm probably just wearing like a sack or like, like basic clothes, and I grab my club that's kind of hanging up on or leaned up on a wall, and I cast produce flame.
Okay.
To give me some light, and kind of hold that flame in my left hand, hold this club in my right, and kind of start walking up sort of out into the main sort of hallways of the burrow. And
so this burrow is pretty spacious.
Yeah.
I hadn't really understood exactly how big this was.
So I imagine it as being like gopher tortoises are known as keystone species because they burrow these huge like connections of holes, and that creates habitat for like all the animals. And I was like, what if a gopher tortoise was dwarf size?
Gotcha. Okay, I'm very into that.
So there's probably like a couple different rooms, and normally you have things like foxes or snakes or small animals, and I imagine like in some rooms there might be a deer because of like how large this place is. Plus, I've sort of marked myself as a protector of the area, so the animals would feel like this would be a safe place to be. So yeah, I kind of walk up and out of the burrow and kind of see if I can see anything unusual for midnight in a secluded patch of forest.
Cool. So looking as you step out with your fire, like casting its light through the forest, you see it's kind of a cool fall night. You see pines all around you. There's a bit of like rolling hill. So you know the environment. Describe to me what like a forest in this area would look like.
So the majority of the trees are going to be large pine trees.
Okay.
There's not going to be too much undergrowth, partially because of these trees blocking out the sun, and also because I imagine lore to do regular prescribed burnings to keep things from, being dangerous.
Yeah.
Common thing in pine forest management. The bottom is like the floor is probably covered with just pine litter.
Pine needles. Gotcha.
Some small shrubs. To like near the entrance of the burrow is a little place that looks unique because it is a vegetable garden that Lore keeps and grows pretty much because he has enchanted the soil and uses his druidic magic to make veggies grow. But yeah, that's probably most. I imagine at some area in the forest there is like a river.
Okay.
Or like a creek or something. But yeah.
Cool. So you hear as you're looking around, there's a bit of the area that you're around is a bit hilly. There's a bit of like a rollingness, a rolling quality. So despite the lack of undergrowth, you don't have like straight shot vision for forever.
Sure.
But you can, despite this, you can still hear a bit of some voices on the other side of a low rolling hill that's maybe 60 feet away. And looking in that direction, you also see the faint glow of a campfire. And also you said the tree cover here is enough to darken this area?
Yeah, I would think so.
So you're not getting tons of moonlight or anything like that.
Yeah, and I imagine that is probably like that's not super common, but it's probably more so because of the enchantments that I have that make the soil more fertile.
Okay.
So there's probably like more lush green than there would normally be. But okay, so is that where I gauge that these people are? Would that be within my sort of protected area?
Oh yeah, these guys are definitely within 100 feet of you. They're definitely within like half a football field. They're very, very close to where you are right now.
Okay.
Like they're close enough that you could like very faintly hear them speaking loudly.
Okay, cool. I'm going to kind of start walking up the hill to the point where I can get a view of their campsite.
Okay.
Do I notice anything different? How many people are there?
Looking down, you see just two people. They look like maybe humans, maybe elves, but they are sitting around a campfire. They have a couple of tents up. One of them looks a little bit nicer than the rest. And you can also pretty clearly see that one of them is butchering an elk or deer, I should say.
Okay, so I am going to cast Fog Cloud centered on their campsite.
Okay.
let's see. Let me get the description out. It makes a fog cloud. A 20-foot radius sphere of fog appears within range of me, which the range is 120 feet.
Oh yeah, you're definitely close enough for that.
Until a wind of at least 10 miles per hour blows it away, it heavily obscures the area that it fills.
Nice.
So I'm going to cast that. And do I notice any like movement or anything of the people down there?
Let me real quick come up with a voice. Jesus, man, I hate this place. God,
Fantasy Jesus, man.
like, what is this bullshit? Man, I'm sorry, dude. Like, it's just a fucking, like, I told you this place is weird. There's, like, all kinds of shit. You see both of them have stood up, and the one that was, like, butchering the deer is, like, the one that's yelling. You can vaguely see their form with the fire backlighting them as they just sort of stand up and start trying to like wipe the fog away, like waving their hands around like, I can't see shit, man. Geez, calm down. It'll go away soon. Come on.
They have a campfire, like just a normal size campfire.
Yes.
Okay, I reach out and I use druid craft to snuff out the campfire.
Oh geez. Did you do that? Why would I have done that? Come on, dude. Light it back up. Light it. You've got the flint. Okay. You see like some sparks as one of them is starting to try to relight the fire.
Okay, as they're doing that, I close my eyes.
Okay.
And this is the style that I like to imagine for my shape-shifting. Lore just falls into the ground.
Yeah.
And like a second later, a brown bear comes out.
Comes out of the ground?
Yes.
That's so badass. I love it. Cool. Yeah.
And I just go forward kind of slowly, but when I'm within range that I could attack them, I just let out like the deepest roar I can summon up.
The one that was butchering, he throws his knife wildly at you, just vaguely in your direction. I'm gonna go ahead and roll with disadvantage. To see if he hits. Oh, actually did pretty good. Does 14 hit your AC?
Please hold. Yes, it does.
Okay, he throws this knife pretty wildly at you through the smoke, and but you're fairly close. The knife sort of digs into or slices against your back, then keeps going and does 3 damage to you. And with that, that one turns and just starts running off. Oh, jeez, fucking bears! Hey, are you guys around? And then the other guy, oh geez. He pulls out a spear that he had laying on the ground next to one of the tents and points it towards you and is going to try to stab at you unless you want to do something else real quick.
Yeah, I want to try to smack the spear out of his hand.
Okay. Is there like a disarm thing or?
I don't know. I mean, I can just attack him with my claws. I got claws.
We'll say that in this moment, you can try to do a.
I can do a strength check against him.
We'll do a strength v strength. We'll do a attack roll to see if you can like attack it, and then we'll do a strength v strength if it like lands. Sound good?
Okay. And I want to point out that the reason that I have keen smell, so that generally gives me advantage on wisdom or on perception checks relying on smell, but I imagine I'm using the smell to like help
see despite the fact that it's dark and there's fog.
Yeah. Okay, so attack roll first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's vaguely stabbing, like planning on vaguely stabbing at a dark shape in the fog. He knows where you are because of the roar that you did. But yeah, that's where he's at right now.
Okay, I rolled a 23 for attack.
Yeah, that totally hits. You smack at the spear and slam into it, and you guys are going to roll a quick strength v strength. Oh, I can't imagine you would not beat this. He rolled a 4.
I got a critical 20.
You smack at the spear, and these like he it gets jerked out of his hand, and he sort of stumbles a little bit. But more importantly, the spear, when it hits the ground, it is a wooden spear. Like the pole part is wooden, and it shatters against the ground as it hits.
I think what might also be important to note is that all my attacks are magic. They count as magic attacks, so I don't know if there's some sort of like coloration or like weird shimmering around me that makes it look like I'm not an ordinary bear.
You can do that if you want. I will say that will follow you even if you want to appear like an ordinary animal. So make that decision.
Yeah, good point. Never mind. I don't want that.
Okay.
But just know I'm smarter than your average bear.
Yeah. So at this this person like falls backwards and is clearly just terrified.
Now I do have multi-attack. But at this point, I don't want to start killing people. It is just a get out of my forest type of thing.
Yeah. So as you were, stepping towards this, how long does this fog cloud last?
Up to an hour.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Druids.
So
nature magic. So
what are you going to do with this person that's on the ground in front of you?
I mean, I guess I'm going to eat him. No, I'm just kidding. Lore is a vegan. He's going to get right in his face. Ty, right in his face. And just roar really loudly. At the longest sustained roar that he could keep up with.
Give me a taste of that.
No, I can't do that. Not like this time. Not with people in the other room, please.
Yeah. So at that, I'm not going to have you roll an intimidation check. Like, I cannot conceive of somebody not bolting at this. Like, there's not like a this person like is sort of scrambles backwards away from you and gets up and like runs, books it away.
Right on. Is there any sign of anyone coming back towards the campsite?
Give me a perception check again.
Can I be using smell?
Sure.
Get a scent, because I get advantage with smell. That was a 12.
I would say that like between the scent of the campfire and the scent of like the butchered deer, like you can't really make out anything else. There's no other like overwhelming sense around you, and with the fog cloud surrounding you, you can't really like see much else either.
Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is just start like tearing apart the campsite, but not touching the butchered deer. Oh, okay, good. Hey, my lovely wife and her fantastic father are leaving. Probably gonna go get lunch. So now, ooh. Maybe they heard me roar.
Now we can do that roar.
So I'm probably just like tearing apart the campsite, keeping my eye open for anything useful, like medicine, first aid kit, stuff like that, but like tearing it apart otherwise with my bare strength.
Nice.
And also like actually doing my best to break everything into tiny pieces and hide those pieces to make it apparent. So like if some other wanderers came to this spot, they would not see it and be like, oh, this is a good camp spot because other people have been here.
How long would you say you do this?
I don't know, like 5-10 minutes.
Okay. And after that, what do you do?
After that, I would Let's see. Hold on. How long do I?
You probably have another 50 minutes as a bear. I think you can stay as that for an hour.
Yeah, that sounds right. Then I probably grab the deer in as respectable of a way that a bear can grab a deer and carry it to probably I don't know, 50 or so feet away for a place where scavengers can take advantage of the body.
Okay.
Because while Laura is a vegan, I understand that carnivory and scavengers and stuff are part of the ecosystem. So I kind of put it at a good spot for them to come to. And does anything happen then?
As you are sort of leaving the as you're dragging the deer out of the fog cloud, you hear the sounds of three people sort of laughing together, or you hear multiple voices laughing together as they sort of walk towards your camp. Towards the camp. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm probably look towards them, and I want to get this picture. It's just a big old bear, got a deer in its mouth, and you just hear, and he puts the deer down and just starts running right at the three voices, charging. They're not going to respond to intimidation. Maybe they'll respond to attacks.
Cool. So you, one of the three people who is in a little bit fancier dress says, "I say, he has my kill." Then one of them just pulls out a sword, and the third one reaches for a stick that is strapped to their side and pulls it and points it towards you and casts Firebolt.
Or tits.
Does 13 hit your AC?
Yes, it does.
So this person pulls this little stick, this little knobby wand off of their side, off of a little holster on their side, points it towards you, and there's a slight glow at the end, which then erupts, ignites, and shoots towards you. Then it hits straight against you and does, make sure I have the right dice. I haven't rolled a d10 in a while. Does 6 fire damage.
Oof. Okay.
The other two are sort of moving. Well, one of them is moving towards you. The other one is moving back. So it's your turn now to do whatever you're going to do. Strike him down. Make him pay. He's just a bear.
So I get up to the magic boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I stand at my full height in front of him.
Okay.
And there's just a little bear smirk as I heal. I heal 6 damage, so I all the singeing that he just did to me goes away, and I just fucking bear claw him, just smack him with my bear claw.
As you go down on him, it the color drains from his face. His I'll say gnomish face, as you raise up your hand, and almost by instinct, he raises up his wand, and a blue glow starts at the tip of it, and then sort of slides down the wand and envelops all of him right as you hit. But roll your attack.
Yeah, I got a 17.
17. So. Okay. Jeez. So he has cast shield on himself, which increases his AC to 17, which I believe that means that it goes to you as the attacker. So you slam against that, and it just sort of he's still, gets knocked backwards and hits the ground. Roll your damage.
Yeah, that's 14 damage.
Jeez. And with that, he, lands on the back on the ground, and the woman next to him, with the short sword, swipes.
I have a multi-attack.
Oh shit. Okay, go for it.
I would like to try to bite the fancy boy.
Okay, the fancy boy is a little bit behind the other two.
Oh, bummer.
So maybe you could move a little bit farther if you wanted to.
I have 5 reach on my bite attacks.
I think that's the normal reach, isn't it?
Yeah. So 5 foot reach. So I don't know if that gives me the fancy boy. If it doesn't,
I think that he's stepped like just a little bit farther back. Like he's expecting these other two to take care of you.
okay, then I'll bite the sword boy.
Okay.
Or girl, sorry.
Sword girl.
Sword woman. That's gonna be a 20. Not a critical 20. Just an unnatural, abnormal 20.
That definitely hits.
And I do 8 piercing damage, but it's also magical. All of my attacks are magical. That's great.
Jeez, dude. Yeah, so you slam against this this woman for 8, or I guess you bite down on this woman's like leather armored arm, opposite of her sword, and then she's going to try to, like, as you let go of her arm, she is swinging down with her other arm. She's swinging down with her sword, trying to hit you. 13 to hit.
Yes it does.
Wow. Okay. Oh, because bear
AC is not very good.
Okay. Yeah, she does 4 damage, slashing damage. And the noble human says, "Good job, get them. You can do it." As he is pressing himself against a tree behind you guys. His hand is like loosely gripped on a blade at his side. As you hear him say that, though, you feel some warmth growing from the ground behind you, as the mage gnome whiffs real bad, sends a bolt of fire straight past you. I'm assuming that 6 does not hit your AC.
No, it does not.
Yep.
But I will say this, shooting fire all over the place certainly got my attention.
Yes, that firebolt just barely, like, it goes into the canopy and singes some leaves. There's no sense that it's immediately going to cause a fire, but yeah, that did just happen, and okay. It's your turn.
I do want to note that I definitely did, like, look up and, like, watch where it was going just to make sure.
Gotcha. It is your turn.
Yeah, I attack the gnome with my claws.
Okay.
Does a 7 hit?
Nah, dog, not at all.
All right, then I'm gonna go for a bite.
So you swipe down with your claws, and they just sort of like grind into this blue field that is surrounding his body, that has enveloped his body, and then you chomp down to hit him again.
Yeah, that was a 22.
22. Interesting thing about, first of all, yes, that hits. Interesting thing about shield, it completely negates magic missile.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Anyway,
I thought you were about to say magical attacks, and I was like, well, that's a bummer, because like,
that would be so crazy. But yeah, so you bite down for 22. You after your claws ground against the blue, you bite against them, and it grinds again, but then just cracks through and crunches down on his leg.
That's going to be 9 damage.
And with that, the woman who is now behind you, as you had turned around to deal with the gnome, she is going to stab with her blade and try to get you in the sort of like butt area, I guess, like sort of like
stab him in the butt.
Stab him in the butt, sort of like upper thigh of your back leg. 17 to hit.
Yep.
3 damage again, as this hits against you.
Okay.
At this point, the nobleman, he draws his rapier and starts to edge towards you guys, but is still. Oh, are you doing all right? Do you think? What am I doing here, voice-wise? Well, are you doing all right? Do you need any help?
I look at him dead in the eyes and roar really loudly.
At that, he give me an intimidation check.
15.
Yeah, he drops the rapier, which clangs against the. Well, I guess it wouldn't clang. It sort of softly patters against the pitter patters.
Pitter patters.
It softly pitter patters against the pine straw on the forest floor, and then he turns and runs the other direction. I can't believe you, God, says the bandit woman, or says the woman with the short sword. And then the mage gnome, he sweeps his wand towards your face as you are looking towards the nobleman, and he is going to try to hit you with his sword, or sorry, his wand glows a different color this time. It glows a white light, which divides itself into three as three bolts burst out of the end of the wand, spiral out, and then slam back in to hit you twice in the face and then once on the back.
Classic.
With a magic missile, dealing 13 damage.
Oof. Ouch.
Yep.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
And then it's your turn.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna need to expend a higher spell slot to do some healing now.
Oh, I'll also say at that, he stands up, because having, sort of fallen down next to you, he stands up and is going to try to run away from you.
Okay, what about the bandit woman?
She is still standing next to you at this point.
Sorry, I gotta think about what I want to do. Because my main goal is to get them to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily kill them.
I mean, you could always, wait for her to do whatever she's gonna do. Her turn is next.
Where I'm at now, what she's gonna do might hurt me real bad, might kill me. 13 was a big hit, Ty. Okay, I guess I can, for my can I use my bonus action and then delay, or prepare an action, I guess?
I suppose, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna look at the woman and then heal up 9 damage, so a good chunk of the damage that missile just did just kind of heals up.
Can you use spells while you're in your beast form?
So this is a special aspect of being Circle of the Moon, is as a bonus action I can expend a spell slot to heal.
Oh, okay.
While I'm in this form.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It says, I can't cast spells or talk. I can maintain previously casted spells, though. And then I'm going to prepare to attack this person if she goes to attack me.
Gotcha. So at this, as she sees sort of your bruises, your cuts, and maybe she sees you sort of reinvigorate and heal before her very eyes. She holds the sword out towards you and using it to keep you away from her, she backs up and then turns and books it into the forest. I should say these three all went in completely different directions.
Are any of them going deeper into my patch? Or are they all leaving?
Okay, I think riddle me this, Eli. Do you live in the middle of your patch, or do you live on the edge of your patch? And if you live on the edge of your patch, what edge? North, south, east, west?
I think I live in the middle of the patch.
Okay.
Mostly just so I can get to any point.
Gotcha.
Quickly.
So in that case, none of them are running deeper in because just by necessity, they're moving away from you. So they're moving away from the middle of your forest. Okay,
and as they're running, I just roar. And then while maintaining that roar, the bear falls into the ground. Lore pops up and you just hear, and don't come back!
Awesome.
Also, I really apologize for listeners because that got real loud and I'm sorry.
Nice. You look around the scene around you. There is blood on the ground from these people. You feel a little bit of that iron tang in your mouth from having bitten into some people. You look on the ground, not too far away from you is once again that butchered deer, and falling softly is just a little bit of embers of pine straw, just glowing very, very softly. Not like it's gonna start a fire or anything. Yeah.
I reach out with druid craft and just kind of like snuff it.
Nice. And yeah, that's what things look like right now. It's kind of a mess. It's probably like maybe 12 o'clock at night at this point. It's pretty late. There's a chill breeze through the pines.
I look around and I cast Talk with Animals, and I just yell, "Ring face, big eyes, what the hell? You're supposed to warn me about this shit." And I'm calling to a raccoon and an owl that should be on guard.
You see. So how does Talk with Animals work again? Like, can they actually have like conversations with you?
Okay, so there's a whole thing.
Is it speak with animals?
Speak with animals, or yes, speak with animals.
You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the last day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion.
What do these knuckleheads have to say for themselves?
So at this, you see a raccoon it's pretty big, sneaking out of a bush, and it is sort of like waddling on its like hind legs, and has a cob of corn, and
son of a bitch.
and he plops down and just sort of like gnaws on it for a little bit, and then like holds it out to you, and then says, what did you say? Big eyes?
The raccoon was I think Ring Face or Ring. Damn it! I think it was Ringo. Maybe.
What was the owl?
Big Eyes.
Big Eyes. Big Eyes is out hunting, and I stole I stole their corn. And he starts gnawing on it again.
And I just put a hand over my eyes. And I'm just like, why is he? We rotate every night to make sure that no one's hungry on the watch. Wasn't his hunting day the other day?
And you guys like have a bit of a back and forth, a little bit of a dialogue argument about this, and Big Eyes, Ring Face, eventually is you let him go. He goes off and continues gnawing on his corn.
As he does that, I yell, "You're doing it again tomorrow night."
And you make your way back to, I assume you make your way back to your camp, or what are you going to do now?
Yeah, I took some damage. I've spent some spell slots. I'm going to go back and try to settle back into sleep.
Cool. As you climb back over that hill that separated this campsite and your home, your burrow, you once again, see a faint glow of firelight, but this time it's on your side of the hill. What do you do?
I yell, "Son of a bitch!" and I start running towards that firelight, and
yeah. as you run over this hill, as you charge over, angry and ready to crack some skulls, it sounds like, you see a scene that you weren't quite expecting. Sitting on some rocks that were across maybe 10 feet away from your burrow, with the glow of a fire being held in his hand, and a pack on his side, a small cage at his feet, you see a face that you have not seen in a very long time. It's been a long time, Lore. I need your help.
Big Eyes is fired.
And that's where we're gonna end for today.
Oh man. All right. Who's that Pokemon?
Who's that Pokemon? Who's that dude?
Who's that dude?
So yeah, how you feel to be back? How you feel back, Eli?
It's good. I'm like stressed because I'm looking at the levels of the microphone. I'm like, man, I hope everything's good. It's been a while since I've had to record things. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to play this character. I'm really excited because I know a little bit, we've talked about his backstory, and I'm excited to see how this stranger from his past comes into play.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listeners, I hope that you had a good time. And how do we?
I got a good sign off.
Do it.
Okay. I'm Eli.
I'm Ty.
And we're gonna pitter patter out of here.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Pitter patter. I'm turning off the recording.
Oh, okay.
Thanks to the Joy Drops for the use of Not Drunk as our intro and outro music. Find them at thejoydrops.com. You can find us at sidecharacterquest.com, at SCQ Podcast on Twitter, or by email at sidecharacterquest@gmail.com.
This is gonna get cut and put in the bloopers. Hey Ty. Hey, how does this sound? Does it sound like I'm just right in your ear? So I want to let you in on my joke here. My character's name is Lore, and my original idea for him was he was gonna wield an axe, but then I thought that having a character whose goal was to save a patch of forest using an axe would be wrong. But he was going to be called Lore of the Axe because he's the Lorax. That's even why he's a dwarf Ty. Yeah, I am. So you can shove that in the
okay.
in the bloopers.
I was not recording yet, so I'm glad that you were. I'm mad I didn't get my reaction on audio, but I'm wearing a Sneak Attack shirt, which is a D&D podcast.
Oh, that's a cool design.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good design. I think they're the guy, Mike Hedberg. Wait, no, that's a different person. Mike Hedberg is somebody else. Mike. Who's Mike?
Mitch Hedberg is who you're thinking is the comedian.
Yes, Mitch Hedberg is the comedian. That's the comedian that came to our school, right?
Nope, that was Dan Cummins.
So, how do you want to start this?
with that audio gold for you.
Yes.
Welcome back to Side Character Quest with you once again, re-emerging from the depths of and nope.
No. Did you get it? Good job.
Nope.
Okay. Well, so, Lore is God. just words fail me. Quick question: are you clicking the mouse at all when you're talking? I'm hearing like little
No. Oh.
Okay.
Is it like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. That's my pencil. I'm gonna put it down.
Okay. Cool. That'll be difficult to edit around. So thank you for putting it down.
Do we need?
No, we're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
Listeners, I apologize for the weird clicking noises. They should stop after that. So getting back to are you holding that pen again?
No.
Oh, what is that clicking noise? Okay, whatever. We're just gonna have to live with it. Do you keep multi attack? Is that for some reason I felt like what's his name that people lost multi attack when they
in the adventure zone they kept it.
Okay,
but it didn't say anything about losing.
Okay, we'll assume that you keep it.
Because like I gain its AC and HP when I'm in this form.
Gotcha.
Like the only thing that I don't keep is I keep the proficiencies, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores.
Gotcha.
Yeah. As a bonus action, while in this shape, I can spend a spell slot to heal 1d8 per level of the spell slot.
Okay.
So it's kind of casting a spell. It's using up a spell slot is like the big
gotcha
giveaway here.
Okay.
Where the hell did my phone go?
I'm looking it up.
Ty, I had it all on my phone, and now I don't know where my phone went. Why does this always happen to me? Okay, well, sorry.